Remember that feeling of trying on new clothes as a child? Maybe you were digging through your parents' closet, or maybe you were at a friend's house experimenting with different styles. One minute you were a pirate with a bandana and a fierce scowl, the next a princess with a shimmering scarf draped over your shoulders. Each outfit, each persona, felt exciting and new, a chance to explore a different version of yourself. That's the beautiful thing about identity. It's inherently fluid. Just like those childhood dress-up sessions, we are constantly trying on different roles, exploring various facets of ourselves as we navigate the world. We are not fixed, static beings, but rather dynamic individuals shaped by a myriad of experiences, relationships, and cultural influences. In the previous chapters, we delved into the core components of identity, those foundational elements that make you you. We explored your values, your beliefs, your passions, but now it's time to go deeper, to acknowledge that these core components are not set in stone. They are influenced, molded, and sometimes even transformed by the world around us. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your behavior shifts slightly depending on who you're with? Maybe you're more reserved around new acquaintances, but with your closest friends, your laughter flows freely, and your true personality shines through. Or perhaps you express yourself differently at work than you do at home, adapting to the expectations and norms of each environment. This is not being inauthentic, it's a natural part of being human. We are multifaceted beings, and different aspects of our identity come to the forefront depending on the context. Like a chameleon adapting to its surroundings, we subtly shift and adjust, revealing different hues and patterns in response to the social and cultural landscape. But these shifts are not merely superficial. Our experiences, both big and small, leave their mark on us, shaping our perspectives and influencing our sense of self. A challenging conversation might lead you to reevaluate a long-held belief. A new friendship could introduce you to different ways of thinking, expanding your worldview. Even a captivating book or a thought-provoking film can spark a shift in your understanding of yourself and the world. Embrace this fluidity. Recognize that your identity is not a finished product, but an ongoing evolution. It's a journey of self-discovery, a continuous process of learning, growing, and becoming. And just like any journey, it's filled with twists and turns, unexpected detours, and breathtaking vistas. Be open to the adventure and allow yourself to be surprised by the person you are becoming. As you move through this chapter, remember that the exploration of identity is not about finding a single, definitive answer to the question, "Who am I?" It's about understanding the tapestry of your being, the intricate weave of experiences, relationships, and cultural influences that make you uniquely you. It's about recognizing the fluidity of self, the ever-changing dance between your inner world and the world around you. And most importantly, it's about embracing the journey, with all its complexities and contradictions, and recognizing that the beauty of identity lies in its constant evolution. Imagine a river, its waters constantly flowing, carving a path through the landscape. The riverbed shapes the course of the water, but the water in turn shapes the riverbed, eroding the banks, carrying sediment, and creating new channels. It's a dynamic interplay, a constant exchange of influence between the water and its surroundings. Our identities are much like this river. They are shaped by the social and cultural landscape in which we live, but we also actively shape that landscape through our actions, our choices, and our interactions. It's a continuous dance, a reciprocal relationship between the individual and the collective. From the moment we're born, we're immersed in a sea of cultural influences. Our families, our communities, the media we consume, the institutions we interact with, all these contribute to the formation of our identities. They provide us with a framework for understanding the world, a set of values and beliefs to guide our actions, and a sense of belonging to a particular group. Think about the subtle ways your family has shaped your identity. Perhaps your parents instilled in you a strong work ethic, a love of learning, or a deep appreciation for nature. Maybe your siblings challenged you to think differently, to question assumptions, and to stand up for what you believe in. Or perhaps your grandparents shared stories of their lives, passing down traditions and wisdom that have become a part of your own identity. Beyond the family unit, our communities play a powerful role in shaping who we are. The neighborhoods we grow up in, the schools we attend, the religious or social organizations we participate in, all these contribute to our sense of belonging and our understanding of social norms. The diversity within our communities exposes us to different perspectives, broadening our horizons and challenging our assumptions. The challenges our communities face, whether it's poverty, discrimination, or environmental degradation, can ignite our passion for social justice and inspire us to become agents of change. And then there's the broader societal context, the cultural norms, values, and beliefs that permeate the society in which we live. These can be both empowering and limiting, shaping our opportunities, our aspirations, and our sense of what's possible. Societal messages about gender, race, class, and other social categories can profoundly influence our self-perception and our understanding of our place in the world. They can create barriers and limitations, but they can also inspire us to challenge the status quo and fight for a more just and equitable society. The media we consume also plays a significant role in shaping our identities. From television shows and movies to social media and online news, the media bombards us with messages about what it means to be successful, attractive, and happy. These messages can be both positive and negative, shaping our aspirations, our self-esteem, and our understanding of the world around us. It's crucial to be critical consumers of media, to question the messages we're being fed, and to seek out diverse perspectives. But remember, we are not simply passive recipients of these social and cultural influences. We have the power to actively engage with them, to question them, to challenge them, and to shape them in return. We can choose which cultural narratives we embrace and which ones we reject. We can use our voices to advocate for change, to challenge stereotypes, and to create a more inclusive and just society. By understanding the intricate interplay between our individual identities and the social and cultural forces that shape them, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. We can begin to see ourselves as active participants in the ongoing creation of culture, as agents of change with the power to shape our own destinies and contribute to the betterment of society. This exploration of social and cultural influences is not about assigning blame or pointing fingers. It's about recognizing the complex web of relationships and influences that shape who we are, so that we can move forward with greater self-awareness, compassion, and agency. It's about understanding the riverbed that has shaped our course, so that we can navigate the waters with greater clarity and purpose. Relationships are the crucibles in which our identities are forged. They are the mirrors reflecting back to us who we are becoming, and who we have the potential to be. These reflections, however, are not always clear and undistorted. Sometimes they are funhouse mirrors, exaggerating certain aspects of ourselves, minimizing others, and leaving us with a distorted sense of self. Think back to your adolescence, a time of intense identity formation. Perhaps you sought validation from your peers, mirroring their behaviors and beliefs in an attempt to fit in. Maybe you rebelled against your parents' expectations, seeking to define yourself in opposition to their values, or perhaps you found solace in a close friend, someone who saw your true potential and encouraged you to embrace your authentic self. These early relationships, often fraught with intensity and drama, play a crucial role in shaping our sense of self. They teach us about boundaries, communication, and the delicate dance of intimacy. They expose us to different perspectives, challenge our assumptions, and help us to differentiate ourselves from our families of origin. As we navigate adulthood, our relationships continue to shape and refine our identities. Our colleagues, our neighbors, the barista who knows our coffee order, each interaction, however fleeting, leaves its mark on us. We learn to adapt to different social contexts, to negotiate conflicting needs, and to build bridges across differences. But the most profound transformations often occur within our intimate relationships. These are the relationships where we allow ourselves to be truly seen, warts and all. They are the safe havens where we can shed our masks, express our vulnerabilities, and explore the depths of our being. Think of a close friend, someone you can confide in without fear of judgment. How has their presence in your life shaped you? Perhaps they have encouraged you to pursue your dreams, to overcome your fears, or to simply be more present in your life. Maybe they have challenged you to examine your beliefs, to confront your biases, or to expand your worldview. Or consider a romantic partner, someone with whom you share a deep emotional connection. How has their love, their support, their challenges transformed you? Perhaps they have helped you to heal old wounds, to embrace your strengths, or to discover hidden talents. Maybe they have inspired you to be more compassionate, more forgiving, or more courageous. These intimate relationships, when healthy and supportive, can be catalysts for profound personal growth. They provide a fertile ground for self-discovery, allowing us to explore our deepest fears, our hidden desires, and our untapped potential. They offer us a mirror that reflects back to us our authentic selves, helping us to integrate the different facets of our being and to live more fully in alignment with our values. But it's crucial to remember that relationships are not a panacea for all our personal struggles. They can also be sources of pain, disappointment, and even trauma. Unhealthy relationships, characterized by codependency, control, or abuse, can leave deep scars on our psyches, distorting our sense of self and hindering our growth. Learning to discern between healthy and unhealthy relationships is an essential part of the journey towards self-awareness. It requires us to develop strong boundaries, to cultivate self-compassion, and to prioritize our own well-being. It also requires us to be mindful of the patterns we repeat in our relationships, to identify the red flags that signal potential danger, and to seek support when needed. Ultimately, the tapestry of our identity is woven with the threads of countless relationships. Each connection, whether positive or negative, contributes to the intricate pattern of our being. By cultivating healthy relationships, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our own well-being, we can harness the transformative power of connection and create a life that reflects our authentic selves. Life is rarely black and white. It's a vibrant tapestry woven with threads of gray, a kaleidoscope of shifting colors and patterns. And just like life itself, our identities are full of complexities and contradictions. We are a mix of strengths and weaknesses, of light and shadow, of yearnings and fears. We crave connection, yet we also cherish our independence. We long to belong, yet we also yearn to stand out. We seek stability, yet we also crave adventure. These seemingly opposing forces tug at us, pulling us in different directions, creating a dynamic tension within our very being. Embrace this complexity. Don't shy away from the contradictions that make you uniquely you. Instead, lean into them. Explore the edges of your identity, the places where seemingly opposing forces meet. It is in these spaces, in the liminal zones between light and shadow, that we often find our greatest growth and our deepest truths. Think about the different roles you play in your life. You might be a parent, a partner, a friend, a sibling, an employee, a volunteer. Each role comes with its own set of expectations, its own set of responsibilities, its own set of masks that we wear. And yet beneath these masks there is a core self, a unique essence that transcends any single role. It's the thread that connects all the different facets of your being, the common denominator that unites the seemingly disparate parts of yourself. This core self is not static. It evolves and transforms as we navigate the complexities of life. It's shaped by our experiences, our relationships, and our reflections. It's the crucible in which our contradictions are reconciled, the space where our opposing forces find a delicate balance. Embracing complexity is not about denying our contradictions. It's about acknowledging them, honoring them, and integrating them into a cohesive whole. It's about recognizing that our strengths and weaknesses, our light and shadow, are all part of the same tapestry, contributing to the richness and depth of our being. It's also about recognizing that our identities are not fixed. They are fluid, dynamic, and ever-evolving. We are constantly growing, learning, and transforming. And as we change, so too do our identities. This can be a challenging process. It can be uncomfortable to confront our contradictions, to acknowledge the parts of ourselves that we might prefer to keep hidden. But it is in these moments of discomfort, in these moments of vulnerability, that we have the opportunity to truly grow. So embrace the messiness of your identity. Embrace the contradictions, the complexities, the paradoxes. Don't try to fit yourself into a neat little box. Instead, allow yourself to be fully human, with all your flaws and imperfections, your strengths and your vulnerabilities. It is in this embrace, in this acceptance of our whole selves, that we find true freedom and authenticity. It is in this embrace that we can truly step into our power and create a life that reflects the unique tapestry of our being. Have you ever noticed how a pebble tossed into a still pond creates ripples that spread outward, disturbing the tranquility of the water? Each ripple, though small in itself, contributes to a larger pattern of movement, a subtle shift in the overall energy of the pond. Our actions, like those pebbles, have a ripple effect, impacting not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us and the world at large. As we become more self-aware, as we delve deeper into the complexities of our own identities, we begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. We see that we are not isolated individuals but rather integral threads in the vast tapestry of humanity. This realization often awakens a sense of civic responsibility, a deep-seated understanding that we have a role to play in shaping the world we inhabit. It's a call to action, an invitation to move beyond self-centered concerns and contribute to the greater good. Think about the values you hold dear. Perhaps you cherish compassion, justice, equality, or sustainability. These values are not just personal preferences, they are guiding principles that can shape your actions in the world. When you act in alignment with your values, you contribute to a ripple effect of positive change. Civic responsibility is not about grand gestures or heroic feats. It's about the small, everyday choices we make. It's about choosing to recycle, to conserve water, to support local businesses, to vote in elections. It's about speaking up against injustice, lending a helping hand to those in need, and using our voices to advocate for a better world. This awakening of civic responsibility is often accompanied by a shift in perspective. We begin to see ourselves not just as individuals, but as members of a community, a society, a global family. We recognize that our actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. This shift in perspective can be both empowering and humbling. It empowers us to take ownership of our roles as citizens, to participate in shaping the future we want to see. It humbles us by reminding us that we are not the center of the universe, that our actions are part of a larger web of interconnectedness. This sense of interconnectedness can also lead to a deeper understanding of social justice issues. As we become more aware of our own privileges and biases, we become more attuned to the experiences of those who are marginalized and oppressed. We begin to see the systemic inequalities that perpetuate injustice and the ways in which our own actions might contribute to these problems. This awareness can be uncomfortable, even painful. It can challenge our assumptions, disrupt our comfort zones, and force us to confront our own complicity in systems of oppression. But it is precisely in this discomfort that we have the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become more effective agents of change. The awakening of civic responsibility is not a destination, but a journey. It's a continuous process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. It's about cultivating empathy, challenging our biases, and taking action to create a more just and equitable world. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected, that our actions have consequences, and that we have a responsibility to contribute to the well-being of our communities and the planet. It's about embracing our roles as citizens, using our voices to advocate for change, and making choices that reflect our values. This is the power of self-awareness. It not only transforms us from within, but also empowers us to transform the world around us. It awakens within us a sense of civic responsibility, a call to action, an invitation to become the change we wish to see in the world. Imagine standing on the seashore watching the waves roll in and out. Each wave is unique, shaped by the wind, the currents, and the contours of the seabed. No two waves are exactly alike, yet they are all part of the same ocean, constantly in motion, constantly changing. Our identities, like the ocean, are in a state of perpetual flux. They are shaped by the tides of time, the currents of culture, and the winds of change. Just as the ocean is never still, our identities are never static. They are constantly evolving, adapting, and redefining themselves in response to the world around us. Think about how much you've changed over the years. The person you are today is different from the person you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even yesterday. Your experiences, your relationships, your challenges, and your triumphs have all left their mark on you, shaping your perspectives, refining your values, and expanding your understanding of self. This evolution of identity is not just a personal phenomenon, it's also a societal one. The world around us is constantly changing, and with it, our understanding of identity is also shifting. New social movements, technological advancements, and cultural trends are reshaping the way we think about ourselves and our place in the world. The rise of social media, for example, has created new platforms for self-expression and identity exploration. We can now curate our online personas, connect with like-minded individuals across the globe, and engage in conversations about identity that were once confined to private spaces. At the same time, social media has also brought new challenges to identity formation. The pressure to present a perfect image online, the constant comparison to others, and the blurring of boundaries between our online and offline selves can create anxiety and confusion, particularly for young people navigating the complexities of identity development. Technological advancements, such as artificial intelligence and genetic engineering, are also raising new questions about what it means to be human. As we develop technologies that can enhance our physical and cognitive abilities, we are forced to confront the boundaries of our own humanity and the ethical implications of these advancements. Cultural trends such as the growing acceptance of gender fluidity and the increasing visibility of LGBTQ+ communities are challenging traditional notions of identity and expanding our understanding of the spectrum of human experience. These shifts are creating a more inclusive and accepting society, but they can also be met with resistance and backlash from those who cling to outdated norms. Navigating this evolving landscape of identity requires flexibility, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace change. It requires us to be open to new perspectives, to challenge our assumptions, and to continuously redefine our understanding of self. It also requires us to be mindful of the impact of these changes on our mental health and well-being. The constant flux of identity can be disorienting, even overwhelming at times. It's crucial to cultivate self-compassion, to practice mindfulness, and to seek support when needed. Remember, the evolution of identity is not a linear progression. It's a journey filled with twists and turns, unexpected detours, and moments of profound transformation. There will be times when you feel lost, confused, or uncertain about who you are. Embrace these moments as opportunities for growth, for self-discovery, and for deepening your understanding of the ever-changing tapestry of your being. Just as the ocean is constantly reshaping itself, so too are our identities. Embrace the fluidity, the dynamism, the ever-evolving nature of self. Be open to the waves of change, the currents of culture, and the tides of time. For it is in this constant motion, in this perpetual evolution, that we discover the true depth and beauty of our being. The world is not something that happens to you, it's something you participate in creating. Every day, with every choice, every action, every thought, you are adding your unique brushstroke to the grand canvas of existence. But are you painting with intention, with purpose, with a clear vision of the masterpiece you want to create? Or are you simply letting your brush wander aimlessly, leaving behind a haphazard collection of strokes, a canvas that reflects confusion rather than clarity? This journey of self-discovery, this deep dive into the complexities of your identity, has not just been about understanding who you are. It's also been about empowering you to become the architect of your life, the conscious creator of your reality. Think of a gardener tending to their plot of land. They carefully select the seeds they plant, nurture the soil, provide water and sunlight, and diligently weed out anything that hinders growth. They don't just hope for a beautiful garden, they actively cultivate it, tending to it with love, care, and intention. Your life, like that garden, requires cultivation. It requires you to be mindful of the seeds you plant, the thoughts you entertain, the words you speak, the actions you take. It requires you to nurture the soil of your being, your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And it requires you to diligently weed out anything that hinders your growth, limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging behaviors, and toxic relationships. This is the essence of intentional living, making conscious choices that align with your values, your passions, and your deepest desires. It's about taking responsibility for your life, recognizing that you are not merely a product of your circumstances, but a powerful co-creator of your reality. Intentional living is not about striving for perfection or adhering to rigid rules. It's about bringing awareness to your choices, about asking yourself, does this action serve my highest good? Does it contribute to the kind of person I want to be and the kind of world I want to live in? It's about cultivating a deep connection with your inner compass, that wise and intuitive voice that guides you towards your true north. It's about learning to trust your instincts, to honor your authentic self, and to make choices that resonate with your soul. This might mean stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging the status quo, and taking risks that might feel uncomfortable at first. But remember, growth often occurs on the edges of our comfort zones, in those spaces where we are challenged to stretch, to expand, and to embrace new possibilities. Intentional living is also about cultivating gratitude for the present moment, appreciating the beauty and abundance that surrounds you. It's about savoring the simple joys of life, finding meaning in the everyday moments, and cultivating a sense of wonder and awe for the miracle of existence. And it's about extending that gratitude outwards, expressing appreciation for the people in your life, the gifts you have been given, and the opportunities that lie before you. As you embark on this journey of intentional living, remember that you are not alone. You are surrounded by a community of like-minded individuals, all striving to live more consciously, to make a positive impact on the world, and to create a brighter future for generations to come. So, let your actions be guided by your values. Let your choices reflect your deepest desires. Let your life be a testament to the power of intentional living. And as you step into your power, as you become the change you wish to see in the world, remember that you are creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life, touching the lives of countless others and contributing to a more beautiful, just, and compassionate world.